Have you ever been the weakest person in the room? Not just physically, but in status, confidence, value. Like no matter how hard you tried, you were always behind, always replaceable, always overlooked. In a world that respects only strength, being weak feels like a crime. This story is not about Sung Jin-Woo. It's about what happens when weakness becomes unbearable, when survival turns into obsession, and you make a silent decision. I will never be powerless again. Here's the truth about power that nobody talks about. It's not about where you start. It's about what you do when you have nothing left to lose. The world rewards strength. That's just reality. The strong get opportunity, respect, safety. The weak, they get used, ignored, forgotten. And when you're at the bottom, you only have two choices. Accept that this is your place, or become so obsessed with changing it that nothing can stop you. Because the people who rise the furthest aren't born strong. They're the ones who know what powerlessness feels like, and refuse to ever feel it again. That hunger, that desperation, that's the difference between people who dream and people who dominate. Sung Jin-Woo didn't start weak by choice. He was weak in a world where weakness gets you killed. In a reality where monsters pour out of gates and hunters are humanity's only defense. Rank decides everything. Money, respect, survival. Jin-Woo was E rank, the lowest. While others fought monsters with confidence, he fought just to stay alive. Every raid, he was the risk, the burden, the one people hoped wouldn't die on their watch. They didn't hate him. They just didn't expect anything from him. And somehow, that hurts more. At some point, one belief took root in his mind. I just need to survive one more day, until I don't have to beg life anymore. Not thrive, not succeed, just survive. That belief dragged him through dungeons that should have killed him, through humiliation, through being carried by people half as determined as him, through watching others grow stronger while he stayed exactly the same. Then came the double dungeon, a trap, a massacre, a place where even strong hunters were slaughtered. Jin-Woo barely survived, and when he did, something impossible happened. A system appeared, a game-like interface only he could see. One message: you have been selected. Complete the quests or face the penalty, death. This wasn't a gift, it was a contract. Grow stronger or die. And in that moment, his belief changed. If I'm given a chance to become strong, I'll take it, no matter the cost. Not for glory, not for recognition, but because he remembered what powerlessness felt like, and he never wanted to feel that way again. The problem wasn't the belief. The problem was how alone he became. Because the system gave Jin-Woo something no one else had: unlimited growth. But it demanded payment. Every quest pushed him toward death. Every level required blood, pain, sacrifice, and he couldn't tell anyone. No one could see the system. No one could understand his progress. So while others formed teams and relied on each other, Jin-Woo trained alone, fought alone, survived alone, and slowly, he started to prefer it that way. Because people were unpredictable, people could betray you, slow you down, get you killed. So he stopped trusting, stopped opening up. He became efficient, cold, unstoppable, a weapon. And weapons don't have friends, they have users. This is where power turns into isolation, because Jin-Woo got everything he wanted. From E rank to the strongest hunter alive. The same people who pitied him now feared him. The same guilds that ignored him now begged for his attention. He could protect his family, save lives, change the world. But he was alone, because no one could stand beside him anymore. No one could understand the weight he carried. The system gave him absolute power, but it also turned him into something distant, something untouchable. When you become that strong, people stop seeing you as human. They see you as a solution, a symbol, a weapon. And that's the hidden cost of absolute power. You gain everything you thought you wanted, and lose the ability to be truly known. But something began to shift. As Jin-Woo faced stronger enemies, he realized something uncomfortable. Power alone wasn't enough. When threats targeted the people he cared about, when the world itself was at risk, He couldn't do everything alone. And the people he tried to keep safe by pushing away, they didn't want protection. They wanted to stand beside him. Not because they were as strong, but because they chose to. His sister, his allies, the few people who still saw him as human. They reminded him of something he forgot. Strength without purpose becomes destruction, and purpose without connection becomes emptiness. Jin-Woo didn't gain power to become a god. He gained it to protect what mattered. And that meant trusting others enough to let them fight beside him. The system made him the strongest, but people made him human. If you could have absolute power, but it meant standing alone at the top, would you take it? Or would you choose strength that lets you protect the people who make life worth living? If this story didn't feel like just an anime, that's because it isn't. This channel isn't about characters. It's about the battles people fight in silence. Weakness, anger, discipline, becoming someone stronger than your past. If you're building yourself quietly, subscribe. You're not late. You're right on time.